And welcome back to another video. As you know, we're working on the C18 swapped MX5 Miata Roadster, whatever you want to call it. Today I have the big job of fitting new brakes, so I'm going to show you what we're working with. So over the time I went and painted all of my calipers and stuff. However, for some reason these were painted, I painted these like 6 months ago, and some of them are still weirdly like tacky. I think the clear coat that I used was no good, but they're going on anyway, and if I'm that bothered about it, I'll change it down the road. And we've also got some EBC front discs and some rear discs, which I forgot what they are. M-Tech, I think, something like that. As you can tell, the rear discs are tiny, but they are 1.8, so they're upgraded, they're bigger. And we got some EBC pads, but on these I went with the EBC Blue Star pads because they're bite from cold and they're supposed to be really good. So we are going to be fitting these up as well. So it kind of goes with the calipers. Not the same, but they are supposed to be really good brake pads. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting all of this stripped off and fitted up. Okay, so in the process of fitting the brakes, I realised I completely forgot about the actual rubbers that go into the actual caliper itself somehow. Grab some tomorrow and then we'll be alright. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and fit the rest of them so you can kind of see how they actually look. So after messing around with the calipers, there obviously this one's on. That is kind of the way the colour's going right now. But there's a little barrel adjuster that sits in that hole there. As you can see, it was all stripped out, which is fantastic. So need to get a new one of those and then I'll be golden again. But I'm going to go ahead and start fitting the fronts up because that'll make me feel better about the whole back situation. And that's them installed. So ignore all the mess going on. I've got to work outside of the gazebo again, so everything's half covered and not at the same time. So I need to find my 15mm wheel spacers because right now all I've got is my 20s, and I do have a set of 15 somewhere because they're an ET15, but with camber it'll probably work anyway. So I'm gonna put the wheel on because they look fresh, as you probably see in the last video, and we're gonna test it against the blue on there and we should be mint. And the wheel is now on with the, and I'm kicking stuff over as per, and the wheel is now on, and not that you can really see the blue, but it's like a not a blue, what's it called again, Atlantis blue. So yeah, it's blue. Overall I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead, get the other side on, and then we'll be able to get the full effect, and I can kind of tidy this up and show you what it actually looks like. And it's another day because I ran out of time to film yesterday because it started getting dark and I forgot a bunch of stuff. So let me show you what's going on. So brakes are now on. I've got the last bits I need to put these brakes together. This is what I needed to make the handbrake work. I also still need handbrake cables, but tomorrow's Monday, so fingers crossed I can pick them up tomorrow because I'm off work. But now all the brakes are fitted, there's the front as well. They obviously still need bleeding, but I need to hook up my clutch line still, and I'm going to be able to do bleeding when I've got another person helping me. But right now I'm going to be trying to fit a new harness with my seat. So I've got my new little eye bolts in there, which the harness clips onto down there into the original seatbelt bolt positions. Luckily enough they threaded in. Super stoked that they actually thread in. I got given this harness a while ago, which I'm going to be running on the passenger side. And I've also got this one, which is a Takata harness, which I just literally picked up half an hour ago. Super stoked to get a Takata harness in the car. So right now, I'm actually just gonna empty this mess out, give it a quick hoover up, and put the seat in and offer the harness in because I really want to see how it looks with roughly how the interior is, minus the fact that the door cards aren't on and the switch panel isn't painted. And we are all cleaned out. Obviously it still needs a little wipe and whatnot, but it's clean enough on this side. I checked everything over there that I'm working with at the moment. So I'm going to take the steering wheel off real quick, which takes 2 seconds. And if you don't remember the steering wheel, about a year and a half ago I put a video up saying I was going to put it in the MX because my Civic blew up, and now I'm finally doing it. So I'm going to now put the harness and the seat in, which is right here, and it's looking pretty cool. So I'm going to start figuring it out, and rather than try and film it all in one go, I'll just show you when the seat is in position because that'll be when it's best. And just like that, which took a little while longer because if you've ever fitted a seat in an MX-5 and that's painful, it's in and it's looking pretty cool. So these little bolts behind here underneath are an absolute pain, but we have the harness all fitted now anyway as well. It's all tidied up nicely behind there just so it looks nice and neat. And the steering wheel actually fits right where I want it. It is now on, so I am actually going to move on to doing something else, which involves this tubing right here actually. So for a while I was debating whether or not I wanted to run a heater in the car. I decided to run a heater, and I opted for this one here, which is a T7 design one. I was going to go electric, pure electric heater, but now I switched to using water. So basically I'm going to get this mounted up underneath the dash with some tech screws, just because it's easier, and because I can't actually get in there to do a riv nut, because I can't also get in there to drill a hole. So first things first, I need to do is take these little clips out of there, and in the box there are some fittings that need to go on. So I'm going to go ahead, get them all fitted up, and then show you where it's going in the car. And just like that, the heater box is now installed. It was actually a nightmare to get in there, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's tech screwed in, and behind there, this line is the hydro line because it came extra long for some reason, but this is underneath the dash, so yeah, still pretty tidy under there. But I'm now gonna stop doing this because I don't have the lines to it. But there's my cables that will come to the switch panel, which is going to go to that green switch right there, which is going to be heat on and off. I'm going to get this seat in now because I don't really need to lay underneath the dash anymore, so it can all be done through the actual bit there. So I'm going to get all this out of the way, get the other seat mounted in, and it's a new day. And I ended up going to get the little bit of plastic I need for the handbrake, because just to make it a little bit better than it was. All I need to do is get the little handle which was on there, which I didn't have, and then we should be golden. However, this, I managed to get one of these as a MX5 gear gator. I had to chop it up a little bit, that's why it looks a little bit bad down there. But I've chopped it all up, put another screw down in there, and although it does that, it's a bit annoying. So yeah, when I was drifting beforehand, all the gases and smells and heat would come up through there, so I thought it's best to get one on there at the moment, and then we should be good. So now that's on, I can now start putting the switch panel in as well, and I can also move all of this stuff and get the passenger seat in. So first thing I'm going to do is put the passenger seat in, because I want to see how that looks. And I've also got to extend a couple of wires down there, which is going to go to the switch for the heater, and then we can power everything back up once we're done with that and see how we're going to be working. But yeah, I'm going to crack on and get ready to put the seat in on that side now. Okay, and the switch panel is now in, and it is black. I think it looks a lot better. And all the stuff from this side is now on that side of the car while I sort this out. And also the window regulator now works as well, so the window works on that side. So it is now time to basically get these eyelets and thread these in the original seatbelt hole. Let's just go like this. And as you can see, the passenger seat is now in. Harness unfortunately doesn't work, because I need a harness like this which can actually wrap around the harness bar, and that one doesn't. But for now I am moving on, because I want to just tidy up the interior a bit more. And this is one thing I need to do, because there's a blank hole over there, and that is in enough. It's kind of, it does nothing, but it's in there. It's not going to blow any air, it just completes the look of the dash. So next thing I need to do is put this on, and just like that, more interior back in the car. So I actually think it looks a little bit better. Just need to give it a little clean up and bits. But now on to the next sort of thing I need to do is actually I need to finish the brakes off, because obviously, as you know, the other day I didn't finish fitting the brakes. So this is actually not fully bolted down, but what I need to do is get my handbrake cables installed, so this actually does something. And again, as always, it is another new day. So I've got a lot done since the last little bits of the video. So I've tidied all the interior up and got all of the interior bits done that I need to do, which I'll show you quick. Right, so since the last one, door cards are now fully on. Door cards on over there. Mark's currently sat in the car chilling. I don't really know what else I've got done inside, but oh, that's what I've done. Heater core's now mounted up under there, so I've got warm air flowing in the car, so we don't have to miss that. Extension lead's now installed with a phone charger ready to go, so that's easy on the go stuff. Yeah, but you can only drive about 20 metres away from the house before you have to unplug it. Well, 30 metres actually, which is pretty good. Upgrade that one. But today I'm going to be getting the body kit and all the wings and everything fitted up to the car. This, in case you didn't know, is the bumper that I run. This is a KBD kit. It's obviously the super flexible one. That basically means if I crash up a curb or into a wall or whatever, it doesn't destroy my kit, which I don't particularly want to deal with. What I need to do right now is get everything kind of mocked up in place, including the rear bumper, and basically see about making mounting brackets and tabs. And also I did put the rear crash bar on to actually help, because this little lip on the bumper here mounts underneath the bottom of the crash bar there, so it helps out loads. So side skirts need to get mounted up in place, Front bumper needs to go in place.
From me to you. I've got tonsillitis, so I've got to wear this mask.
Yeah, no, none of that germ spread now. So, wing's currently off the car. Basically, we've got to make this wing fit with clearance for lock. So, the wheel wants to hit every time you want to turn it in. It's real nice and close, and it basically wants to hit the wing. Obviously, these wings aren't rolled or anything because of what I've ran. So, wings off, car looks sick like that. Mike's getting the gloves on, which means some cutting's about to go down.
Roll wings, not cars.
Exactly. So, we're going to try and cut this wing along this centre line here, probably till like halfway or some shit. Just gonna wing it. Yeah, let's cut along that line right there.
Top, middle or bottom?
What do you reckon, middle? I don't know, what do you reckon we go that far or bend it that far?
Let's try to bend on that.
We can relief cut it down here.
Relief cut it? Relief already, haven't you?
Yes. That pillar?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. And it's a new day, as you can see. Car is looking sick right now. So we got carried away. We did all the arches and stuff yesterday. It was a little bit of a pain because we were trying to roll the arches without them being on the car because they weren't bolted up, and they were just going to flex basically every time we tried to do it. So I've got them kind of mocked up in place now. I've got the rest of the kit on. I'm going to show you what it looks like because it feels good just to have the car back to kind of how it was, and that's black with the engine in there. I love it. And this is how it's looking. It looks unreal right now. Like, I'm in love. Obviously, I still got to paint the kit. I've got to paint the wings and the bonnet and stuff, but it is just, I just got to take a step back again. Yeah, it looks so good, and especially with the rear bumper, I ended up hooking it just to hold it up. So on these bumpers, they sag a little bit, so I put a little bracket in there which stops it from sagging right there, and it pushes in. I could do another one there, but I'm really not that bothered about it. But yeah, I literally love the way the car's looking at the moment. Obviously the kit's on the part of the other side, the mirror's on, and just the fact that the interior's in the car as well now. Like, everything's getting there, so I need to work on a few other bits. But right now I want to quickly, because this is a quick job, I was about to say I was going to put some bonnet raisers on, and all I've done basically is just add a couple of small washers there. So it doesn't lift it by a lot, it's just enough to get a little bit of airflow in under there. But what I'm doing right now is I'm going to basically fit the bumper to the bar here, which is what I did before, but with a rivet, just to hold it on, and then I can take it off and spray it all in one go. So I'm going to get it all mocked up and mounted on now. Okay, so I ended up finishing off the car last night. The bits that I had to do, that is, because it got dark. I'm very dirty right now because I've been at work all day, and it's been a very busy day. So trying to find the motivation to get working on the car again. It's never fun, but we got to do it. So anyway, body kit, front bumper. It's now fully mounted up. What I did is this. I actually mounted it in the end was I drilled some holes there, riveted on the actual bumper there. So in two spots, there's a rivet there and there, that holds it on, and that holds it onto this actual front frame there. Kind of had to drop it like that savagely. And right now there's some tech screws just holding it in, but I basically need to put some riv nuts in there and run some bolts up so you can just bolt it and unbolt it really easily via under here. So I'm going to get that done as well. But what I need to do right now is changing these arms out, because I now have the destroyer die arms which turned up. I wasn't going to do these originally, however, you can see how wide the arms go at the back, and these eliminate that problem, so no more wheel binding. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the arms out real quick and compare it to this one. And also, while I'm changing the arms, I ended up ordering some new bushings for it, because I've only got the cheap poly bushing there at the moment, so I thought I might as well upgrade the poly bush in the front, because it's going to be the main steering of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of that changed over real quick. And about 20 minutes later, everything's out. I'm in debates whether to take this bottom arm out and change the bushes in them, because they're probably going to be all right. So I took the bolt out, could have probably left it in, but thinking I'm going to leave them and just change the upper bushes for now, because they're easier to fit as well. So this is the comparison. I've took the camber plate and pushed it right back, so technically it's going to give me similar to what we've got here. What I'm going to do quickly is get these bushes in into the arms, get the arms back up in there, mount everything back up again, and we'll see how they're looking there, because you know, it's pretty exciting. So that's the arms in all their glory. And the problem I had was the bushing, the little collet sleeve that was inside was basically just slightly too long. So what I had to do is actually grind a little bit off the end of it, so the big bolt could actually clamp the arm down fully, because essentially I can move the arm just a tiny bit right and a tiny bit left. So I fixed that issue, and that is no longer a problem. So now that's all done, everything's up here. All I've got to do now really is jack the wheel up and tighten the arms into place so they're all sort of bolted up in the correct place. Also maybe raise the front a little bit here, because under full compression it sits really high in the arch, but we'll see about that when I drop it on the floor at least. But what I'm doing right now anyway is I need to make mounts for the rear bumper. So obviously I made these little tabs which hold it on there. Basically what I now need to do is make another bracket which sits along it like this, like that. So not quite as far as that, but what I'm going to do is actually move this bracket along here, use that hole and mount this in place, because I now have these which are quick release bumper stuff. So it's better than the ones that tie around it. It goes through the hole there and it's really easy. You just release it like that. That will sit on the bumper there. It's a lot cleaner. And then what I also need to do is where these holes go here, which hold the bumper on, I need to take the tech screws out, take the bumper off, and riv nut in the little piece, the little metal bar that sits in there, so I can run 2 bolts straight through into the holes and then have the quick release piece there. And then it makes the bumper really easy to take off, especially on a drift day, so I can just unclip, unbolt, and then that's the bumper off, jack it up, so easy. And I'm also waiting on some power steering stuff, which hopefully maybe it will turn up Saturday, if not Monday. So that'll be getting done soon as well, so I can make some power steering lines. And once everything's painted, lines done, exhaust will be done. So you know, it's getting real close. So what I'm going to do now is get all of this done and show you what it looks like. And just like that, this side is mounted up. So I can literally now, I can unclip it and bring it down. So it looks a bit messy right now because I've got to cut this plate so it looks a little bit better. But what you do essentially, this now comes up here. Obviously that's not dead in line, but what it does is it helps pull the bumper forward. So I can clip it on and it looks sick. So it's got a little bit of movement in it. It's just spring loaded in there. So maybe you can buy some higher quality ones of that down the road, but that's on there. So I just got to do this side now, and then I could deal with the riv nuts at any point I want, because that's easy. They're just tech screwed in right now. But that's one side, easy done. And I could do the other side and do the fronts. And then once this is mounted up, I'm probably gonna do the exhaust before I paint anything, so I know where the exhaust is sitting, and then we'll be good. So I finished off mounting the rear bumper. As you can see, this one's still looking pretty cool. So easy is still a bit of a pain, but this side is now done. As you can see, okay. As you can see, off. I drilled the holes in the wrong. Basically, I had to drill it in a couple of places, try and get it to sit right. But it is now on there. That tab's now moved. There's basically tech screws holding that in at the moment, but I'll probably change them out for riv nuts, and I need to tighten up that over there. But she's tight, so hopefully when I tighten that up, it doesn't affect it too much. So it sits on there solid. Also on the front, I ended up putting the riv nuts in. Obviously I've got to clean up the little bits of rust in there, and I'm not actually utilising the bracket that holds the wing on at the front anymore, which is this one here. So I might just get rid of that, just because it's, you know, not really doing anything in my case anymore. It just holds the wing in the right place, but should be alright about it. So yeah, they're all done up. Nice flange terminal bolts on there holding it up. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. It's obviously late at night. I've done enough work in this one to be satisfied with the video so far, so I'm gonna go ahead, pack all my tools up for tonight, and hopefully in the next video when I come back at you, I want to be doing the exhaust and getting ready to paint the kit and stuff. So we are very close to being done. Also actually power steering as well, so I need to get all of that done. But that's going to be it for this one. So thanks for watching, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and all that, really helps. And one last look at the engine, there it is. So yeah, subscribe to see more of this.